And now for some breaking news coming in at this moment. BJP MP Yogi Adityanath has sparked another controversy, hitting out at those opposing Surya Namaskar and yoga. Adityanath, an MP from Gorakhpur, has said that those who are opposed to Surya Namaskar should drown in the sea or confine themselves to a dark room. He also said that people opposed to yoga should leave the country, and also added the United Nations declared June 21 as International Yoga Day and that nobody should have a problem with it. Let's listen into what Yogi Adityanath actually said. Let's cut across live now to Amir Haq, who joins us from Lucknow at this moment. Morning, Amir. This is perhaps rabble-rousing. I mean, to say that those who oppose Surya Namaskar should be thrown in the sea is not perhaps, I mean, it will be interesting to know whether this is the view of the Bharatiya Janata Party as well, particularly the national leadership. Is this how they propose to implement the International Yoga Day?
Well, Sanket, absolutely. And you see here, it clearly seems that the BJP MP is referring to the resolution passed in a meeting of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, which was held about 2 days back in Lucknow, where the resolution was passed that they have no problems with the implementation of yoga as a form of exercise in schools or otherwise. But they do have objections to inclusion of Surya Namaskar because it is a form of worship which perhaps, clashes with their belief, and therefore it should not be made compulsory. So they only had problems with assigning religious connotations to yoga. Otherwise, they seemed quite fine with the implementation of yoga as a form of exercise in schools. Therefore, any such mention of people opposing Surya Namaskar drowning in the sea or confining themselves to dark rooms is obviously taking a very hardline view of the entire subject by Yogi Adityanath.
Okay. Amir, do stay on with us. We have our executive editor Javed Ansari joining us on the phone line. Morning, Javed. What sort of a statement is this? And I mean, he's known for his off-the-cuff remarks that Yogi Adityanath actually makes, to say the least. They're controversial also in the nature in the past, but will the central leadership of the BJP actually be in agreement with this form of implementing the International Yoga Day or not, Javed?
I'd be very surprised if the government or the central leadership of the BJP will endorse what Mr. Yogi Adityanath has said, because it will take the sheen away, it will deflect attention from what Mr. Modi is trying to showcase. Mr. Adityanath has practiced, thrives on the politics of confrontation and controversy, and every now and then he makes these outrageous statements so that he can get some attention. The best thing for him to be, the best treatment that could be meted out to him is for people who matter to just ignore him.
Absolutely. This statement should at best be ignored at this moment. But Javed, it will come as an embarrassment for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and particularly, political fodder for the opposition at this moment. I mean, they would perhaps come out and say, this is the original intention of the government, to steamroll, to railroad, to implement their decision by force, and whoever opposes should be thrown in the sea.
Look, this comes at a very inopportune time for the government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his party and his government functionaries have been trying to go the extra distance to try and placate all those who have fears that this is some kind of a cultural, that this is being imposed on people. They want it to be an inclusive event. Mr. Adityanath and his ilk want it to be an exclusive, want people excluded from that. And this flies in the face of everything that the Prime Minister has been talking about. And now the onus is on the Prime Minister and the BJP leadership to rein people like Adityanath in.
Absolutely. Javed as well as Amir, many thanks for joining us at this moment. Let's quickly listen in once again to that statement, and we'll also, through the course of the day, promise to get you political reactions, particularly the Bharatiya Janata Party. Do they agree with the assessment of Yogi Adityanath? This is what he actually said in Varanasi.
इस संपूर्ण ब्रह्मांड की ऊर्जा के स्रोत है सूर्य, और वहां सूर्य यदि किसी को सांप्रदायिकता नजर आती है तो मैं उनसे विनम्र अनुरोध करूंगा या वो समुद्र में डूब के डूबने के लिए चले जाए या किसी अंधेरी कोठरी में उनको।
We've got Brijesh Pandey also joining us from Delhi for more on this story. Morning, Brijesh. Will the central BJP leadership actually come out and explain in what context this statement has been made? Will they disown this particular statement? Will they own up this particular statement by Yogi Adityanath? What really is the response that one can expect from the central leadership?
Well, Sanket, to be honest, I don't expect them to be owning up to this statement because if you remember, for a long time now, Yogi Adityanath and BJP MP Sakshi Maharaj are prone to make controversial statements, and despite them being told by the top brass not to make so, it also clearly reflects that there is a widening gap between the desire of the top leadership, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, to ask their senior BJP leaders not to indulge in these kind of statement making, and the actual reality on the ground. And this is one reality which is going to be a big headache for the Prime Minister as well as the top BJP leadership, because it flies in the face of all the commitment which the Prime Minister offers vis-a-vis the communal harmony. And these kind of statements, especially when the government of India went back and backtracked on the issue of including Surya Namaskar on International Yoga Day, these kind of statements flies in the face and clearly holds the government accountable to make sure that some sort of an action is taken to ensure that these kind of MP members, senior member of parliaments of BJP do not resort to these communally sensitive and communally charged statements. Okay?
Yogi Adityanath sparking a controversy this morning where he says people who are opposing Surya Namaskar should drown, should be thrown in the sea, they should be confined to a dark room. As you were saying, Brijesh, that there is absolutely no way that the central leadership is going to own this statement up. But Brijesh, the bigger concern is that will the BJP let people like Yogi Adityanath continue to make statements like these?
Well, Sanket, here is the irony, because Yogi Adityanath is not a one-time MP. He's been a member of parliament for 3-4 times now, and is considered a potent political force as far as the politics of Uttar Pradesh is concerned. And despite the fact that Prime Minister and BJP President Amit Shah and senior ministers making it very clear from time to time that the BJP in no way endorses these kind of communal statements or irresponsible statements, as they say, the fact of the matter that these MPs have the audacity to go ahead and make these statements clearly shows that there is a growing disenchantment between the top leadership and the bottom rung leadership, who know that they have to play these kind of politics in order to survive. And for the Prime Minister as well as the BJP President to make sure that their statements are being taken seriously in the public, they will have to act against these kind of irresponsible member of parliaments. Sanket?
All right, Brijesh, do stay on with us. We are joined in by Mr. Zafaryab Jilani. Mr. Jilani, you represent the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, sir. What is your view on this statement that has been made by Yogi Adityanath? In the past too, he has been known for making statements which have been unsavory. But this time around, he's gone a step further as far as implementation of yoga is concerned.
See, we can only say that the BJP should stop him from making such statements, because this rather lowers the dignity of Parliament. Because a member of Parliament, when he speaks in such a language, people laugh at him. Although his desire can never be fulfilled, but this only lowers the dignity of a member of Parliament. So the party should stop him from making such statements. We are not going to say anything more about it.
But Mr. Jilani, what is the official position of the Muslim leadership? I mean, people would look up to you to perhaps know what the position is as far as yoga is concerned. While that statement is, completely not justified, and that is why we are highlighting it, but at the same time, should yoga not be seen as an exercise and not as perhaps a, tool specific to a particular religion?
No. You see, we have already made it very clear that as an exercise, nobody is objecting to it. We are objecting only on two things: that in government institutions, the practice of any particular religion cannot be promoted because it is violative of Article 28 of the Constitution of India. That is one thing. Secondly, in any institution, the education, no particular course or no particular practice can be made compulsory or about which has any concern with any particular religion. That is also violation of Article 28(3). So that is the only objection that we are making, because yoga, it is very much connected with a particular religion, as students are asked to recite some particular mantras. Those mantras are naturally the mantras of particular religion. We are not at all opposed to the
Mr. Jilani, you know, I don't know. I mean, we are drifting away from the issue at this moment, but I just mean to ask you, at a time when even Pakistan, a completely Islamic state, has embraced yoga in a big way. We recently showed a report where there are people who are practicing yoga in Pakistan.
You are not appreciating that we are not opposed to the exercise of yoga without recitation of mantras.
Okay.
But let them declare that yes, no mantra will be recited. They don't say so. In Pakistan, in Saudi Arabia, in all other countries, no mantra is recited with no yoga, exercise of yoga. Why don't they say that no mantra will be recited, only exercise will be done? In India also, there are thousands of Muslims who perform and who exercise yoga without any mantra.
Okay.
But they do it at their own residence, at their own place, at their own sweet will.
Okay.
They are not compelled to do so.
Okay. Mr. Jilani, many thanks for joining us at this moment. We'll try and getting political reactions, particularly that of the Bharatiya Janata Party, on what Yogi Adityanath has actually said. Certainly, the BJP central leadership is going to stand very embarrassed with the way Yogi Adityanath has actually made these comments. But will they actually pull up their MP is the main question. Will the BJP actually do that is the main question.